Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Kohan Duels video. I have something extremely exciting for you today, the most exciting thing we've ever had, and I've been saying that every video, but that's because every video keeps getting more exciting. Let me give you all a little tiny bit of backstory before we start this game about what's been going on in the Kohan community lately. Basically, there are two Kohan groups. There's two Discords that are active. There's the one that myself and Bont and Winter and Shame and all the players you've been seeing here are, and we've been doing these 1v1s and we've been doing some casual games. And then there's another Discord, which is all the old grizzled US veterans of the game who've been playing for 20 years, who are the top of the top in this game for sure. They generally do large team games like 3v3s and 4v4s on random maps. They play at 100%. They use a different patch than us. So there have been two Kohan worlds that have kind of not really been paying too much attention to each other. But in the last week, they have united. Basically, with an influx of players that we've been getting, there have just been some people who've started to like post on both Discords, and throughout all that, it's kind of we've both become more aware of each other. And there's been a little bit of drama associated with it. We both like playing the game kind of different ways, and don't necessarily agree on how we think the best way to play it is, and a bunch of other really stupid shit like that. But it's been great, and we're getting a lot of new players, and it's just an exciting time for this 20-year-old game that the world has forgotten about. But that leads me to what we are doing here today. Today we have a game with our very own Shameflute versus CrazyK9. Who is that? He is one of the US players. He is one of the players who, when he got wind of our 1v1 format, he wanted to come in and show us how badly he could destroy us and how much better he is than us. And he played a few games with Shame. This is one of them. Did he prove us wrong? Let's find out. Alrighty, and we have Shameflute as Nationalist in the blue. And we have CrazyK9 playing random, became Royalist. Let's see how this game goes. CrazyK9, we got starting off with a woodmill. He's gonna get a settler. How did I know? How am I so good at this game? Over here we have Shame, also started off with a woodmill and settler. But what is going to be the second company? Immediate scouts going on here for CrazyK9. He is going to upgrade, and I'm sure Shameflute is going to get a quarry and upgrade. Yes, everything is going exactly according to plan. And these scouts are moving out. The settlers are going to start to look around. They're going to start to do what they can. Scouts are just immediately just going over here. Now, CrazyK9 is not nearly as familiar with these maps as Shameflute is, but this is not his first time playing it. It might be his second or third. Shameflute going over here, going to get his ruin. CrazyK9 may be trying to steal it, but no, he's just looking around. Settlers are coming out. Upgrade is happening. Over here, CrazyK9 going for the Carpentry Guild. I have to imagine he's going to get a billet. I don't think we're going to see any huge surprises here. Scouts are finding these settlers doing that little bit of harassment, and we have Darius going on for CrazyK9. And who is his other Kohan? Darius and Malsalis, not Molasses. Courage and Lightning. Oh, and she does Vorpal damage. Very interesting hero. I don't actually really know about her. And over here we have Darius, our favorite. He is Blessing. He inspires his Kohan, or his company. And he's going to continue to try to do a little bit of harassment here. You can do a lot of harassment in this game by just... I mean, even by doing that, he's just messing with Shame at this point. He's just stopping Shame from building, so it's going to... delay his first settlement that much longer. Now, over here, we have the upgrade finished, and Shame has immediately gotten these engineers that we love so much, going for the gold deposit, going immediately for an iron export. He's getting some money in the bank. He's playing a bit of a macro game. Now, what do we have going over here? CrazyK9, as I said, no surprises. A billet is on the way. What is he going to get after that? We shall see. I imagine a quarry might be going up here. Scouts are coming back. They're going to get back into supply. Still has not grabbed his ruin. We have scouts coming up for Shameflute. We have engineers sitting there waiting to get to full, and a factory coming out. This factory is going to put this Ironwood Grove in supply. He's going to be able to get wood. He's getting his econ up. He's going to be at plus 50 something when he gets this, and that's great. He set himself up really well. Exactly plus 50. Huge supply. Set himself up for that. He can start taking some layers and indies. Let's see what CrazyK9 is up to. No, he got the quarry in his main. Let's see what he gets there. He is just sitting at 70 gold, sitting at only plus 28, and these scouts are going to move out again. They're going to see what's going on the map. And over here, it looks like our friend Shameflute is going to be trying to take the lair. There's no other reason he'll be moving his army. They should be fine to take those shadelings. He's going to get that 90 gold. He's going to use that. He's going to start to build some components in his settlement. Perhaps he'll either continue the macro game or he will start to get some tech. I'd be surprised if I didn't see at least a blacksmith coming out of there. But let's see. No one is meeting yet. And over here, we have the engineers finally coming out for CrazyK9. Still has not gotten his ancient ruin. Shameflute over here is easily going to be able to take these shadelings, but CrazyK9 is going to do all he can to just go in and fuck with this. Scouts can do that very, very well. Distracting the scouts of Shameflute, but the engineers are able to easily take down those shadelings. Darius has got to get out of here. He's not going to do any significant damage, not even really going to slow down Shameflute in any significant way. Both players running away. Shameflute is going to be able to take this ruin, and that is going to set him up ahead on economy very well. He's immediately going for a third settlement, does not build any components in the second one yet, and is just sitting on his macro game. Over here, engineers are up in the second. We are getting a market here. I have to imagine this is going to turn into a workshop, but we shall see. Engineers and scouts for CrazyK9. Engineers and scouts for Shameflute. No one has any army that is of any significance to speak of yet. And sold the quarry, did Shameflute. He is going to get some tech. He has a nice little stockpile of gold from getting that lair. He is building his next settlement. He is not trying to move out with it. He is just trying to go in his little nook. And he wants to get a part of an army that's going to be at least a little more threatening here. Getting a factory here to, once again, continue to up his macro. He does not want to play, an all-in game here. He really wants to go for the long term. But I just have to imagine he's going to do something with that empty space. And what else would it be except for tech if he already has all his macro buildings? Scouts over here. And we have my favorite, Adelon Majere. Such a grizzled old man. Very bad hairline, but he pulls it off well. Going to cast some fireballs on people. Over here, let's see what CrazyK9 is up to. Yes, he got his lair. No, he did not. He finally just got his ruin. Got that money, immediately went for the workshop, and is going for horse archers. Very standard opening for Royalists here. You can just get... Royalists only have one component, but a workshop is just arguably the best component in the game. I mean, not maybe in the, if you just look at, what it does as just one component, I don't think Royalists are by far the best in the game, but workshops are 3 components in one. And it costs a lot, but for what you can do with one component slot, not having to upgrade, it's pretty up there. And over here, CrazyK9 is immediately going to go over and take his Slan. Same thing over here, but Shameflute goes and tries to take it and fails. Scouts and engineers are not quite enough to take that Slan, and he's realizing the error of his ways. And he goes for the signature company of Shameflute, which is 4 footmen and 2 summoners. He got the library there. He has not gotten anything else at his second, and he has only gotten a quarry at his third. More scouts are coming out, and I'm really interested to see what he's going to do with that, trying to up his scout play. Over here, CrazyK9 continuing to easily take this Slan, and he needs to get his macro up. He needs to get an economy. But plus 40 is not too bad at all. Plus 40 to plus 62. Shameflute is ahead. Shameflute is a bit more of an army. Shameflute has 3 settlements. But it's going to be 3 settlements here for CrazyK9 as well. Plus 62 to plus 40. Similar armies. And the first goons come out for CrazyK9. He sold that quarry. He got the iron. And where's that other iron coming from? What am I missing here? Oh, Of course, I was just talking about how good workshops are, that there's 3 components in one. He got his 6 iron from that, he has 6 iron from his main, and he now has horse archers and dragoons and scouts, and this is the beginnings of a royalist army that is going to send his opponent into a panic. Because dragoons, they're just slightly better than anything Shameflute has right now, I think, but Shameflute can take him. I'm not worried. He is going over here. He's finally going to take the Slan after a bit harder of a battle than perhaps it should have been. He is upping his iron game, and what is he going to do with that? Now, he can make infantry in his main with library tech. He can make infantry from here, but no, he is just continuing to macro. He is getting another iron export, and he's going to be soaring in terms of money after this. And look at that. Scouts just disappeared before my eyes. And I want to make sure I'm not crazy, but no, he disbanded them. He decided he does not need those scouts. He wants to be able to get more settlements. Second scout's moving around. CrazyK9 is just sitting here, waiting for his army to get up before he can start to move out and do some damage. He is sitting on 100 gold. What is he going to do with it? Moving out horse archers and dragoons is CrazyK9. Moving out engineers. I imagine he's going to be stockpiling this money for a forward outpost if he's going to try to do an attack. But I don't know. He's moving in opposite direction, so he's clearly just trying to see what's going on the map. He knows these are in the middle of the map, though, so he's probably going for those with his money. Shadling's over here. Shameflute sees that this layer has not been taken yet, and perhaps he will move towards it. Or perhaps he will see that this side of the map is being dominated by CrazyK9. Scouts are continuing to see what's going on. Scouts and horse archers pass each other, but the scouts see the army of CrazyK9. And indeed, CrazyK9 is going out, and he is going to take this outpost. He is going to continue to get his econ up with the help of mines, less with the help of components, because he has still not built anything in the Slan. And he has shown no signs of wanting to expand again. Shameflute's second scout's captain goes down. The captain will get up, and he'll hopefully be able to get out of there. But these Shadlings come in and just harass the hell out of these engineers. And what a pain in the ass this is for CrazyK9. But the scouts are going to be able to come up and deal with them. The Shadlings are not particularly threatening, and he's going to easily be able to go and take that layer, which will give him a very good boost of money. With that 200 gold, I'm really, really curious to see what he's going to do. Over here for Shameflute. He is sitting on just about the same army as we've been seeing, and he's starting to build some things in the lair. The Slanry village, I should say. Yxlar. And he is continuing to expand. He loves his macro game, but he might need to make a move soon here before he gets caught with his pants down. I do imagine... No! I was about to say he's going for tech here, but he is continuing to go for macro. You are fucking crazy, Shameflute. Over here, CrazyK9 is very easily going to be able to take this Haroon. And he has map control right now, I will dare say. He is behind in economy, but still holding at a very good amount, especially with taking those middle layers. What will he do here? Will he try to continue to take more layers? Shameflute is moving out with engineers, and they are going to get caught right between everybody here. I think they were just trying to go and build an outpost or do some exploration, but he did not expect to see all of CrazyK9's army there. And CrazyK9 is sitting on horse archers, scouts, and dragoons. More horse archers are coming out, and more outposts are coming out. CrazyK9 is trying to hold this middle. He wants those mines. He wants map control. How is Shameflute going to react? Shameflute is not really doing much of anything right now, but just sitting back on a nice economy. And it's working pretty well for him. CrazyK9 had a bit of a slower game this time, and did not come out blazing. But at the 14-minute mark, he's going to be moving out with a pretty solid army that Shameflute might have a bit of trouble fighting. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be attacking right now, but I think they might. And by the time the battle is kind of, you know, halfway in and both of their armies are starting to dwindle, these horse archers are going to be gut up. They are going to be up in supply and probably be a full company at that point and be able to come in and swoop things up. And it's going to be difficult. More footmen coming out, this time with cleric support. And dragoons and horse archers are coming over here and going at River's Rest. How is Shameflute going to react? He's moving his footmen into position. The militia are just going to melt here. They're going to be able to do some okay damage to the dragoons. They do get that plus cavalry bonus. But Shameflute goes in there, sends the golems, and then just runs away. Scouts are coming in from the side, flanking, trying to stop the footmen from being able to get into this battle. And this is going to be a very successful attack for CrazyK9, I think. Easily going to be able to take out this iron deposit, perhaps easily going to be able to take out River's Rest. Scouts are forced to get away there, and the first footman company with those summoners is still in very good shape. Second footman company has nothing to speak of. He wasn't able to wait for them to get much tech, but the first footman company is going to be able to move in and desperately try to get there before the Dragoons and the Horse Archers are able to take this settlement, and they are forced to retreat. The little bit of militia comes out there, and Shameflute is able to hold on. And these golems are pissed. They do not like that their master was attacked. They are going to try to fuck up some scouts. Being a bit annoying there for sure. Okay, what else do you got? What else do you got, Shameflute? You have DPS coming. You have 2 footmen parties and engineers to your front line, and you have bowmen with magicians, magicians, as your back line. I don't dislike any of this. I think it's going pretty good. Oh, and look at that. Shameflute actually sold the factory at one point and had to build an outpost because he wanted more tech there. I don't know if he intended to, you know, have to build that outpost. Might have just been like an oh shit moment. But either way, he did what he had to do to get the parties that he needs to have. And the Slanry Warriors with the Mystic and the Cleric. As I have said before many times, my favorite company in all of Kohan. This is me right here. I am in this game. I am leading your company, Shameflute. Please give me good orders and don't send me to my death. Wall is going up in River's Rest because he wants to keep it. He knows it's where the battle is happening. And these horse archers just going in here and harassing, seeing what army Shameflute has, and doing whatever damage he can to the militia to soften them up for the rest of the army coming. Dragoons, 2 horse archers, and scouts. I want to quickly go over and see, yes, CrazyK9 has taken control of all of the center. He has 3 outposts down to be able to take all of these mines. And look at this. He's going up here to take these mines too. CrazyK9 is indeed a CrazyK9 and is going wild over this map. These bowmen are getting caught out of position, but the footman with the cleric support is going to be able to stop these guys from doing much. Just a little bit of a skirmish happening here. And CrazyK9 is going to be able to go up here and see the Slan Warriors coming out of Shameflute. Not going to be able to do anything. But again, he is just moving and harassing and trying to soften up this militia so that when the battle comes, they'll be easier to take. Horse archers are going to be able to kite these guys just fine, and scouts go down due to the second footman. Well done. Over here, we have Shameflute scouts just hanging out. Settlers are up for CrazyK9, not doing much. Just got a woodmill, has not done anything else in his Slan. Has he done anything in his Haroon? Is he moving towards goats? He is. I think he's going to be getting some goats and rangers is what he's looking at, but he does not really have the resources to support it right now. Nor does he have the money to recruit that company. Okay, Shameflute is moving out now. He is the aggressor. Going for the forward outpost. A little out of position. The archers move in first, but the Dragoons are not able to make it to them. The footmen are going to be able to come out, and I'm a little bit worried. These guys with the, the front line of those golems have come out from the side, and we're not there to begin the battle, but he is able to force CrazyK9 to move back, and that is going to at least, if nothing else, let his outpost get up. And because he has those Nationalist engineers in this patch, they're going to build that faster than any other engineer could. And Shameflute moving up here, sending those golems, continuing the push. I don't know if he knows just how scary this is right now, if it's a double outpost, but he has a pretty big army. These Slan need to get in there and become part of that front line, because I'm afraid the footmen are going to melt a little too quickly. But we have more horse archers coming out over here. 3 horse archers for CrazyK9, and this is intimidating. He is going to be doing a lot. He has a very powerful front line just with those, the militia from the outposts. He's going to be able to move in there with the Dragoons, and I think he is just biding his time, waiting for his guys to recover HP and to get more full companies, and now he's going to move in and deal with this battle. Those footmen with the cleric support are retreating, and another forward outpost is coming here from Shameflute. This is very aggressive play, and he is trying to just hold on to this map control, keep those outposts coming. He has quarry and woodmill there. He's sticking with the wall and the factory there. Iron export. Same old, same old. He's got the same stuff going there. No new tech coming out, but eventually he might sell his woodmill here and get a barracks and be able to just put out all sorts of tech. He might go for an astrology hall. Econ is actually in favor of CrazyK9 now. He's just been so aggressive in taking all those gold mines around the map and every other resource he can get his hands on. Hasn't expanded too much, but he did get a 3rd expansion there. These scouts from Shameflute are still just sitting there, forgotten about. But we have a big engagement happening here. Shameflute is looking pretty decent. The Slan are going to be able to make this battle a lot more winnable. There's a lot of DPS coming from those horse archers. Engineers are forced to retreat. Footmen with golems are forced to retreat. And the Slan are doing very good work here. The Dragoons are done and the militia is done, so this means that there is no front line left for CrazyK9. And he is going to have to retreat here. Is he going to be able to do any sort of kiting with these horse archers, or is he just going to have to get out of this and force, and just give up, surrender the middle? Shameflute, what are you going to do now? CrazyK9, how are you going to respond? Engineers are over here. Perhaps they want to take the stone outcropping. Perhaps they don't care. Very negative in the wood right now for all those horse archers, but sitting at 180 gold and a very good economy. I'm interested to see what CrazyK9 is going to do next. Moving back with his horse archers, but Shameflute is not able to actually take that center. He has Bowman coming back with the Magician support. He's got a very powerful front line. It's about time for him to get more high tech or some damage. Oh, he's going for Zealot Fanatic. Very cool. I think he's going to go for an Archer party with Zealot Fanatic. And he is going to just try to scare the fuck out of his opponent. And look at this. I love this play. CrazyK9 has had these engineers just hanging out around the map. They have been, you know, really doing a great job for his economy by taking all these mines. And he is going to kind of block out this exit from Shameflute's main. He's going to build an outpost there, and now that is going to give CrazyK9 2 spots of attack. He has an upgraded fort here, so he's really hunkering down the middle. Feeling lucky that he was able to keep these 2 outposts in the control of the center, and is now really going to hunker down, knowing that Shameflute's army is not one to underestimate. These bowmen are coming into the battle. I hope that Zealot and Fanatic can get up before an engagement happens, but look at this. Engineers, are they going to continue this push? Are they just going to slap another outpost down and give... this is going to be scary because CrazyK9 has such more of a mobile army that he's going to be able to now kind of go back and forth between these 2 fronts. Though, I think Destiny is a big enough map where the time it takes them to go all the way around the river compared to the shorter distance that Shameflute's smaller army is going to have to make. Unless... Is he just doing a push onto this village with that outpost? I would fucking love to see that. Okay, it's happening. Zealot Fanatic weren't up yet, Shameflute. He's moving in though. He feels that the time is now. He doesn't want to waste any more time. And that is okay. The Zealot gets up and he's going to be able to start doing damage. But the Fanatic was the one who we want to see more, and he was put second, so he is not going to get up. And all these horse archers are coming from behind. They're going to be able to deal so much damage to those spellcasters. But the Slann are over here to stop them. And they're over there to entangle them and stop them from getting away. Okay. And we have everybody in battle here. It's a little messy, but the Dragoons are coming in. Archers are going to be able to retreat in time for the Dragoons not to take them, but these Footmen company with the Clerics are going to get melted, but they're doing their job of holding the front line, and the Cleric support is going to make them just a little bit better at that. These 2 bowmen are moving up and doing a lot of damage, and the Slann and the Footmen are all doing pretty well. Everybody is hanging tight. And there is a scary center here from CrazyK9 that Shameflute really wants to take over. And Whoa, never mind. I was about to say that CrazyK9 was the one with the higher economy, but he just really let something happen. He built all those outposts for sure. Did he get another horse archer company that I didn't notice? Because he's very low in wood. He's at 3 horse archers, and he did get a Slann company. I saw that. With double mystics. He does not care about the Cleric. He just wants that entanglement. And I think that's a really good play because it is my favorite party in the game. And Shameflute is doing so much damage. Shameflute is looking really good to take the center here. If he can at least get this outpost down, even if he can't take it all right now, that'll be a really good start. Get this Slann into battle, unless he's just purposely putting them there. I think he might because he really wants to stop the flank. He's afraid of CrazyK9's flanks with this cavalry. And look at this. A fort engineers. Oh my god, this is going to be able to easily take Shameflute's village. And he is going to take Shameflute completely off guard here. Those outposts were fucking brilliant. This is amazing. I love this. To be honest, Shameflute does not really stand much of a chance here. The Dragoons are getting a little caught around the fort, but the fort militia is going to be able to take on the militia of this. Horse archers and Dragoons are going to be able to take out this village, no problem, and that is going to suck for Shameflute. He is going to have no company limit left. And look at this. Done. I hope he's able to sell those in time. Shameflute immediately moving back what he can. He wants to take to the center here. But CrazyK9 is able to sell off or destroy those mines in time. He's okay with giving it up because he just did so much damage. And going in here to attack the main. He is not wasting any time. He has the army to do it. And, oh, these Dragoons are getting kind of caught out of position, get stuck a little bit there. But that's okay. The Footmen are coming up, and they're going to be able to deal with CrazyK9's army a bit, but these guys are going to get in position to kill these summoners. Kill this Cleric, perhaps. This is a really messy battle, and it's tough, but the militia from Clear Springs with CrazyK9 is going to put it in his favor until the rest of Shameflute's army comes. Now the DPS is here. Zealot Fanatic, mages, lots of bow damage. The Slann, the ever fearful Slann, and more horse archers coming out here from CrazyK9. No one has taken that top Haroon yet, and I'm a little bit surprised, but this Haroon got destroyed. Interesting. Good tactics there from CrazyK9. As soon as he starts to lose control of an area, just dumps it, gets rid of it. CrazyK9's engineers go down, and that's always a pain in the ass, losing the engineers. Econ is ahead for Shameflute, and he's sitting on a lot of gold, so he has got to build a library here somewhere, get some better tech. He's got to upgrade, but I think he's just kind of desperate because he doesn't have any more supply limit from losing this place. He's really trying to get it back. He's sitting on that money. Maybe an astrology hall is going to go up, or maybe he's just going to try to upgrade. He is now trying to take the center. He's going to do what his adversary was doing. CrazyK9 taking the Haroon over here is going to fall back a bit. He knows he's in a decent position. His economy is lower, as I said, 77 to 46. But Clearsping is back in Shameflute's control. And let me just check something very quickly. Oh yeah, you're seeing the right thing. I always just got to make sure, you know, I got a button to turn it to my face. And if I hit that button by mistake and you're just looking at my face for 15 minutes while the game is going on, I really don't like re-recording videos. First Dragoons. Darius is awakened. Molasses is enlightened. Oh, did Darius die at some point? It says 0 experience. I guess he did. Oh, Shameflute is able to take back this area. And that was, I loved the attack, but Shameflute, you have to attack this fort right now, man. I get it, though. It's tough. And going over here, yep, taking that fort down. And he is not content with just outposts. He wants a settlement in this middle. He wants to hold this ground because he knows, without even scouting, he knows that CrazyK9 probably has control of the other side. He knows that CrazyK9 is going to have his Haroon up there and did the incredibly smart thing of destroying the Haroon here. So it's looking pretty even, but a very scary army for CrazyK9 is coming in here. And Shameflute's army is still split. One of his major DPS groups is over here dealing with a fort, while the large army of CrazyK9 is coming down. They're getting stuck behind the gold deposit a little bit, and this is a really bad engagement for him. The Slaughter are able to trap a few of them there, and I love just seeing those Terrifies and those Washer Pains go down. Wow. Sometimes I just don't know what to say. Shameflute is able to hold off. He's going to want to reunite his army at some point soon. But CrazyK9 still has very good map control and a very impressive economy. Where is that economy even coming from? He just has so many mines. Very impressive play. He has a lot of settlements too. He's got 3 gold mines. Never did take this iron. But perhaps that is coming. Dragoons and 3 horse archers. The same army is continuing to move out. Now, CrazyK9 definitely has... He has a spot where he can kind of call the shots a bit more than Shameflute can here. He's got that mobile army, and Shameflute is sitting on the Nationalist army. Slan is over here for CrazyK9, and I'm interested to see how they're going to join the battle. But another big attack coming over here at Clearspring. And Shameflute has just spent a lot of money to make Clearspring a usable spot, but he has nothing really to defend it except for his one thing of Bowman. And I think a big fight is going to be coming soon. And I just saw another -12, so that probably means more horse archers coming out. Nope, that means Rainbringers and Maelstrom Engine. Oh, double Rainbringers with a bunch of Maelstrom Engines, and holy shit. CrazyK9, I think you just built the perfect parties right there. Because now you have this really scary mobile army that's going to be able to harass over here. But now you have a pretty scary infantry army that has a shitload of DPS and a strong front line. And you're going to be able to attack on 2 fronts, and Shameflute, I think, is going to have a hard time dealing with it. But he is throwing down an outpost. Shameflute has a very good economy right now. And the economy of CrazyK9 has tanked a bit, plus 48 to plus 86. What he just spend money on? Bowman, Fanatic Maelstrom Engine. So a very good counter without even necessarily knowing what CrazyK9 was up to with those Rainbringers. He was able to counter with a similar party and get more DPS. But this is just going to be melting right here. And no front line to be able to do anything for Shameflute. and he is deciding, fuck it, I'm moving out. Sell everything in clear spring if you get a chance, but he knows he's not going to be able to make it back in time, so he's going to try to be doing a little bit of a trading scenario. He's moving back his guys here, though, and he's going to try to hold this as well as he can. That outpost was just a little too recent, so the militia are not up yet, but the horse archers are going to be able to take down clear spring. The dragoons were forced to retreat, so they're going to have a hard time taking down some of these buildings with the archers. But the bowmen of Shameflute, the Slann, the engineers, they're going to be able to hold this off while they do some damage up here. And this is what we were talking about. Footmen have melted already, and these bowmen with Fanatic Zealot are going to do good damage, but there's actually going to be hard to take this fort. And once he sees CrazyK9's army up here, it's going to be a lost cause. Plus 30 to plus 29, both economies completely tanked. We have more settlers coming out of here for CrazyK9. And what do we have coming out of here? We have infantry with cleric summoner. Not bad. Shameflute's just kind of desperate to get something out. I would have liked to have seen some higher tech at some point, but there wasn't really time to do that because he was constantly engaged. These engineers, well, he got some of the highest tech Nationalist. I guess when I say higher tech, I just mean Invoker, because I think they're so fucking awesome. Oh, bowmen go down. That's a big loss for Shameflute. Economies are similar, but CrazyK9 has scary things happening here. Now, no, it looks like maybe some of these horse archers are going to be able to go down from the Slann entanglement, but no, the Slann are forced to get out of there and reposition. And this is just a messy fucking battle. Everyone is going down. There's no one company that looks like it can really do much. Everyone is just scraping. CrazyK9 was able to take Clear Spring, but the outpost was able to stay for Shameflute, and Shameflute's going to be able to take Clear Spring back. And this is the scary army that we were looking at. A fort did go down for Shameflute. And again, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what to say. These guys are going to be coming out. They're able to attack across the water with that high range and high zone of control, and that's really important here. The Slann were forced to retreat. They got caught a little bit behind the gold deposit, and even with holding the center, Shameflute has not been able to claim these mines, and that has it's been a bummer because he hasn't been able to get that econ back up. And he's sitting at 19 right now to the 40 of our friend CrazyK9. This is such a good game. This is so good. I'm so happy right now. So happy. I'm just so happy. We have more Slann coming out for Shameflute, and we have this company. I like the infantry company. He needs that front line. He can do a little kiting stuff with the summoner. It's going to stay alive with the cleric. I like it a lot, but those numbers, man, -28, -4, -1, -9. It's hard on the eyes, but he did what he had to do. Over here, plus 46 to plus 35. Their econs are so similar. Their armies, very similar. Let's see exactly what their armies are looking like right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess we can just look right up there. I don't need to count them there. 8 to 7, and one of those is settlers. 4, CrazyK9. And where's he moving those settlers out to? Just go in there. He just wants another settlement. Nothing fancy here. He had the money. He had the time. It's probably just going to be, I don't know, a sawmill. Honestly. Maybe he'll get a workshop. I don't really think he's going to get a workshop, though. He's got a shitload of stone, and he's valuing those stone outcroppings pretty high because he's relying so much on this outpost play, which I love. And Wind Riders with Rangers, this is going to make this army a lot scarier. But Shameflute does not give a fuck. He is moving out. Bone Bows with a lot of DPS in the back are going to be the first to engage. Slann are able to come in, and they're able to start doing some damage. These Bone Bows from the back need to come in, and it's 4 against 3 plus militia. So it pretty evenly matched. We have 2 front lines versus 2 front lines, 2 DPS versus 2 DPS archers. And I think it's going to be a really close battle. I don't know what else to say. These engineers might honestly want to get in there. They might want to run in and press, try to do something to stop what is happening here. But a forced retreat for Rainbringers, forced retreat for Slann. Oh, that was such a close battle, but it looks like Shameflute came out ahead. But over here, Shameflute is also moving out this side, but I think he might regret it as soon as he moves out. This is not going to be able to deal with what CrazyK9 has, but it is going to force CrazyK9 to at least respond. Shameflute immediately sees what's going on here, and he's going to retreat back. Is he going to build anything in Clear Spring? It doesn't even matter at this point. He could build a wall and try to save it. He could just raise it and just take it out of the equation and just have an outpost there, because honestly, it's going to keep going back and forth. And over here, Shameflute is able to start taking the other middle side of CrazyK9. If he can take down this fort, this is going to be big. He is really doing a number on CrazyK9's economy there. CrazyK9 is going to move back, and I think he might actually try to save the middle here. I think he does not like that happening. And he has the means to do it. He's going to be able to pincer Shameflute here. But I think the fort is going to go down. I think the fort's going to go down. And he's going to be able to take both mines. Now, I hope he's able to raise those mines in time. Oh, a very bad route for this Slan. And, oh, that kind of hurts to look at. But it is what it is. It's not like he's going to be able to raise these. That route. Dude, I know. Yeah, they're done. Okay, rebuild that army if you can. That's sad. It happens. CrazyK9 is very easily able to take back both of these. I don't know if he has his engineers around, though. He has more coming out. He's going to be able to reclaim that center. And the horse archers are going to press here. They're going to do some very good damage. They're probably going to retreat after this. They're just kind of poking around and seeing how he can get Shameflute's army to engage here. And these guys, they have been around for a while. And damn, Adelon is restored. Fire Blast is doing a shitload of damage. And they are a veteran company that's doing a plus 125 or plus 25% damage. Shameflute moving up with the outpost. The battle is happening here right in the middle. This is one of the best games we've had so far. I'm just so excited right now. So happy. I'm going to keep saying that when I have nothing else to say in this cast. I'm so happy. I'm just so happy. I'm so happy, guys. CrazyK9. Putting up Fort Javadon in naming it after Javadon. Maybe that joke would have worked if I knew who Javadon was. And we have kind of the same army sitting around. What's going to be the next play for Shameflute? What's going to be the next play for CrazyK9? He is sitting on the same armies, but it's very threatening. And neither of them have much of an economy, so they don't have too much choice at this point. Shameflute is just, he's afraid to have all of his army together, and CrazyK9 has really put the fear in him and forced him to split his troops. And I think this is, see, because right now CrazyK9, right as I say that, I was about to say he's not doing any like coming around the side tactics, but right as I say that, I see this army going up here. But CrazyK9 is forcing Shameflute to be on his toes. Shameflute wants to just have this big death ball of an army to move forward and be able to just do some damage, but he's like, fuck, I have to watch my back door every time against CrazyK9. So that is exactly what he's doing here. I'd like to see them move forward with the hopes that maybe he can see nothing here and then move over and help the rest of his army. Getting caught out of position. These first footmen who are regulars, they might go down because they got caught really hard by that Slan, and there's so much DPS coming from these Rainbringers in the back row. But it looks like Shameflute's going to be able to get out of there with everything intact. The engineers are going to be the closest to going down, and maybe if there were horse archers here, they would have been able to follow through, but I think everything's going to get away. Like I said, I would like to see if Shameflute poke with these guys because he has to know what's going on here. I don't think he knows that outpost is there, but he could easily take it. Or if there was no outpost there, these guys would have been able to come in and start to help that battle. Whew. Plus 76, a superior economy for CrazyK9. He's been doing a really good job of managing his economy through this crazy battle. And getting a market. I love it. I'm really impressed with this play. This is so cool. Oh, yes. CrazyK9 is coming over here, and he is going to be able to do a number on the economy of Shameflute if he's able to take these mines. And what is Shameflute going to do? He's going to say, you know, which is a natural response. He's going to say, fuck it. I have to move forward because I don't have the mobilization to be able to move backwards. So he's going to lose that, and he's going to try to move with his army. Once again, I need to see these guys do something to try to get in the battle. That's what's going to win it here. And I know he has to watch his ass and watch his back door. He just has to move out and see what that back door is right now. Because the dream for Shameflute would be if he could control here and he would know, you know, anytime that CrazyK9's army was coming, either way he would know, and it wouldn't be as much of like a having to watch your back kind of thing. First footmen, the footmen all went down, but the summoners are able to do a lot with those golems. A lot of DPS coming out here, and a win in that skirmish. CrazyK9 was able to take out everything down here. Perhaps his engineer will go down there. And Shameflute is able to take the center here. The center keeps changing hands, going back and forth. Shameflute has a crazy low stone because he has been building so many outposts. He has been doing everything he can. And yes, now the army is coming over here and saying, we're going to continue to poke. We're going to continue to move in and take villages because that is what is going to be the scariest thing for Shameflute. But he is moving back. He kept this army there, and he finally found the time to use them as a response to this attack. Oh, and moves over into a weird spot. And that was really good because in the midst of this battle with everything going on, I think Shameflute was kind of just like, you know, clicking right here without being able to do anything super micro intensive. And so CrazyK9 just kind of went around the back to make the engagement not happen like Shameflute thought he would. Shameflute is continuing to push up here. And CrazyK9 is continuing to push here, but is forced to retreat. Slann are so good, and they're so good at neutralizing that mobile army of Royalists. Plus 51 to plus 46. These guys are so evenly matched right now. This is amazing. Shameflute is moving forward. He's going to be able to do some real damage to CrazyK9's middle, and Horse Archers go down. And another outpost destroyed. There's no militia. Oh, there's 4 militia left there. They might come out and do something. Take it, Shameflute. We have a big army for CrazyK9 up here. Engineers. Yeah, they're there. I don't know why I thought the engineers are the most important thing to point out. And 2 bowmen with double sorceress coming out. CrazyK9 has abandoned his economy. Finally, it's come to that desperation point, and this is when things get really interesting because now CrazyK9 has no choice. I like sorceress a lot. They're like mini Slans, but they can also do some damage. Mini Slans now they can kind of do a little entangle thing. And God, CrazyK9 is continuing to move out. It's continuing to expand. I mean, he could have expanded to that. No, he couldn't have. Oh yeah, he could have. What am I talking about? That is the current supply zone. He could have taken that stone, but that is not the top on his mind right now. He is trying to survive. He is trying to not lose. He is trying to prove that the American veterans are better than us. But Shameflute is trying to defend our honor. Shameflute, everything is riding on you. Quarry slaves coming out for Shameflute because he needs a mobile army. I fucking love it. Negative 71 stone. His economy would be 71 better without that. And a battle is happening here, and I don't like this engagement for Shameflute. I think this actually looks really good for CrazyK9 because Shameflute's army was just not all there. It was at a weird corner, and CrazyK9 was able to just hit them with some bows, entangle them a bit, but Shameflute's able to get away, go back to Red Sand. But these Dragoons are going to be flanking. They're going to be doing so much. And there's just a really good arc here. There's these archers that are able to attack over the water. There is the militia coming out for Shameflute, but I don't know if I like this position because look at these parties. They are going down quickly, and I don't see anything like that happening on this side. Yeah. So CrazyK9 is looking really good here. This is a very powerful army, and those 2 bowmen with the sorceresses joining the army are going to add so much DPS. And at this point, Shameflute needs his entire army, concerted effort to be able to deal with this. We have these guys coming down, more bowmen with Fanatic Zealot. Quarry slaves were not able to get up to do anything quite useful enough, but we have a very threatening army here for CrazyK9. 16 economy is not much, but 15 is even less for our friend Shameflute because he must have gotten those bowmen and the quarry slaves. He is desperate. They're both desperate right now. They are both desperate. But this is a scary army for CrazyK9. And let's see, the engagement is happening here. The front line just does not look good here for Shameflute. It really does not look good. It is going to get melted by the Sorceress Bowmen, by the Rainbringers and Maelstrom engines. And this is just a one-on-one fight right now. There's no fancy flanking. There's really no micro to speak of. This is just a slugfest. Over here, we do have the Dragoons coming out, and they're going to charge forward and be able to do some really good damage to the back line there. And these Horse Archers are probably going to move in at the last minute and be able to add to this battle. But the army of CrazyK9 has become much more of a blob and less of a mobile army. It was just the way to respond. He needed that powerful DPS. It's a smaller map. He's able to get away with not having that mobile army, and it just needed to be that, you know, big army battle. And Shameflute is forced to retreat here. CrazyK9 is able to retake this portion of the map. And CrazyK9 is going to continue to push. Is he going to be able to take Fort Fairfax? I don't know. But Shameflute's worried. CrazyK9 is moving in here with just DPS groups. He has no front line to speak of. So if Shameflute made a concerted effort to engage here, I think he'd be okay. His army is just kind of really tattered. His army is in ruins, and he continues to get picked off as he's running away. And again, this is kind of reaching that critical point of archer DPS where it doesn't matter if militia are coming at you because you just melt them before they get to you. CrazyK9 is saying this center is mine. I'm going to reclaim it, and he is doing just that. Plus 31 to plus 28. Somehow their economies always manage to stay so similar. Enlightened Zerikar. Doing recon. Doing a lot of damage in the back there. And Adelon is restored. He has a shitload of experience, and he could really turn the tide with all the DPS he's putting out. This company is the scariest one for Shameflute right now, for sure. Okay, we see something happening here. Are you gonna... what are you gonna do, though? You can get leets here at the cost of your entire economy, but you cannot get invokers here because you have to spend all your money on an astrology hall. Very good. CrazyK9 is coming over here from the side. It was not too long. CrazyK9 just has a good position in the middle here where he's kind of able to call the shots. That's this position where you're able to either move to the center or move to the side here is a good one. Shameflute has been a bit more on the defensive there, whereas he can only push through the center. And he was doing such a good job penetrating into CrazyK9's main, but he wasn't able to quite get there. He was able to get pushed back, and he was never able to harass on this side. Very scary army for CrazyK9 coming out here. Moving in there, again, moving with his DPS forward, and they're going to get engaged by the militia, but it's going to be over before they're able to do too much damage. And how is Shameflute going to react? He's going to move half his army over here. I think it's going to take more than half his army. These Dragoons especially are veterans. They are doing 105%, 25% damage. Just enlightened for Darius, and where is Molasses? Molasses is restored. Valor and Lightning, doing damage, trailblazing all over the place. Kind of redundant putting it in this Ranger party, but it's okay. She's doing a lot of damage. CrazyK9 is forced to retreat because the outpost, because of Clear Springs Militia, and because of the army here. Again, the scariest part of Shameflute's army is with them. And some of the less scary parts of Shameflute's army are saying, no, CrazyK9, you cannot have that middle. I am taking it back. 110 gold versus 26 gold. Plus 20 versus plus 8. So, CrazyK9 has the economy right now to make a move. He can do something with that 120. But our friend here, Shameflute, is not going to be able to. He got more Slan. Nothing happened with that barracks yet. It just got put up in preparation for leets. But where is he going to get the economy fleets? That is a rare sight. A garrison going up there. I don't know when that happened, but I dig it. It adds the adds AV and DV to the militia, makes them a bit more powerful. That's not giving you any units with that barracks right there. You need either barracks, temple, or... Oh, man, this is tiring for me. I'm glad for a little bit of a break here. What is going to happen as we reach the hour mark? Man, this is really not doing a good job proving my point. Because one of the things that I keep saying about why I like 1v1s better than big team games is that they usually stay like half an hour to 45 minutes. And then the last two games I've cast have been epic hour-long matches, and this game isn't even kind of anywhere close to over. I could be sitting here for the next hour. I kind of hope not because I want to eat dinner, but... let's see how the rest of this game goes. A conclusion will come. I promise you all that. And it's going to be epic. Look at this. Both players have staged their engineers to try to take this little cluster of mines in the corner. But CrazyK9 knows that Shameflute's engineers are there and is going to be able to win out on that front. So CrazyK9 is going to have control of both of those north and south mines. He has control of his middle mines. Shameflute was never able to take this Ironwood Grove. It would be nice right now. It would fix that deficit, but... okay, finally moving up here and taking this. Ooh, Nationalist engineers destroyed. That's sad. He was not able to just be there enough to retreat them and get them out of there. But moving up here is CrazyK9, and he knows that he's just probably going to be able to run in and take New Orleans here. And... Shameflute is moving forward, but I'm pretty scared about this army here. Now he has these guys. They can either circle around and try to do something here, or they can try to move back in the, the scary attack that's happening here. And Shameflute doesn't quite know what to do, I don't think. He calls off this attack. These guys are going to get out of there. You just got to retreat them again. He was able to take out that outpost. He was able to see what's happening over here before he didn't really know what was going on. But New Orleans is going to get taken down because the militia is dead, and just these Slan warriors are not going to be able to hold up. I think this is a lot just a battle of mental attrition at this point. This has become a long game. Both players are getting tired of this constant back and forth, but CrazyK9 is continuing to push, and he is continuing to say, no, I am not going to yawn right now and forget to do all these important things. I'm going to continue to wear down my opponent's brain, and I think that might be what's happening to Shameflute right now. I'm just seeing like less retreating. I'm seeing just less micro. And Shameflute, oh, with this army coming in, Shameflute is giving the GG. Holy shit. That was quite a game. There might be some talking that they do, which I'm interested to see, but I want to pause it here and kind of look over the game before it ends the film. But holy shit, that was such a good game. And like I said, CrazyK9 comes from a different style of play, comes from playing with different people. And so you could really see the different play that he did here that we're not used to. But I think it was such a cool, he did such a good job of going and attacking with Dragoons and Horse Archers and constantly just making Shameflute move back and forth. And Shameflute, I think, since this was their second or third game, he was a bit more used to those tactics, and he was able to put the outpost down. He was able to really know that he had have to defend all sides. But like I said, it was just a war of mental attrition where CrazyK9 was able to really just whittle down Shameflute's patience, I think. And he was able to just very, very slowly continue to get DPS parties, continue to get such a mass of archer parties that was just able to take down whatever our friend Shameflute had. He was able to control the mines very well. He was kind of staying on top of that. He was staying on top of expanding later in the game when he could. And he was staying on top of doing those, side attacks. And Shameflute did such a good job. I'm genuinely proud of Shameflute for how he played that game. He had a really good army composition. He was choosing those summoner parties when he needed to. He had those zealot fanatic and the mage backing parties with the DPS. He chose the Slan because he knew he was going to need that against this mobile cavalry. He was putting outposts down where he needed to. He was really hitting CrazyK9 like where it hurt, taking over the center, really pushing far into here, and he almost had control of this whole area but was able to get pushed back. Both players were managing their economies really well, and I think if we look at the economy graph at the end of the game, it's probably going to be pretty similar. But CrazyK9, I think, was just able to wear down Shameflute just a little bit more in the end. Damn. That was an awesome game. That's the end of it. Crazy, I hope you join us for more 1v1s. Anyone else, beginner to expert, who wants to play some 1v1s, we welcome that. I think it's super cool that there are players like Crazy who have been playing for a long time and who have a lot of different tactics and who are really good at the game and can just add so much to this format. I would love for you guys to play Kohan Duels 1v1s. And at the same time, I also want to continue to encourage new players to come join us. The Discord link is down below. We are playing casual games fairly regularly, and we're doing 1v1s like this. And we are trying to, we're not that great, is a thing I want to stress every time. We are not the pros, we are not the experts, we are not the best at this game, which means that you guys who are also more new to the game can come and join us and not be intimidated by that. We will so happily teach you, get you up to speed. We'll play casual games with you, before you're ready for 1v1s. It's a big happy Kohan family in the Discord. Come join us. Thank you for watching. Like I said, this is an awesome game. Look at these graphs. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Shameflute ahead in economy so much. Those spikes. CrazyK9, I mean, that's just Royalist versus Nationalist. That's pretty meaningless. Look at the military graph. Man, that was a good game. Made me so happy. Oh. There we go. That's the button I'm looking for. Thanks again for watching. I love you guys. I love Kohan. And I love all you guys who play Kohan.